So I was thinking about Hogwarts Legacy, and this is just a quick video, but I think one small change that will make a major difference in the entire Harry Potter series, as well as like the movies, is instead of doing like, and this is where you put it, the perfect place to put it is the Goblet of Fire. That way you don't have to change your whole, like, from the beginning. Like, you can keep Malfoy as the main Slytherin that we're used to. He's still a villain in 2. He's still like an antagonist in 3. But then book 4, you can make Cedric Diggory a Slytherin. And here's why. You make him a good Slytherin. You can still make him be friends with Harry, interact with Harry and his friends throughout the book. Make Cedric Diggory the Slytherin, the one that helps Harry the entire time, gives him the clues and stuff like that. Make him a true, genuine good guy. And then when you get to the end where Voldemort says kill the spare, instead of saying kill the spare, say kill the traitor. Because throughout your books, you've made Slytherin seem like the evil house. Like, there's always good in Gryffindor. There's always smart in Ravenclaw. There's always like the buffly, goofy ones in Hufflepuff. I mean, that's the way we interpret it, because the books are focused on just like that. Like, when you hear about Ravenclaw, like, they're smart, they're studious. When you hear about Hufflepuff, like, which is very rare, we heard about them in, like, the World Tournament or whatever, the Quidditch Cup, whatever, World Cup, but we didn't get enough of them. So this would be the perfect time to show, like, not all Slytherins are evil. And then you could even start putting in their heads, like, one team meets a good Slytherin in Goblet of Fire and one that dies in that same movie, you could be like, well, maybe there was an evil Gryffindor sometime. Maybe there was evil Hufflepuff. Maybe there was evil Ravenclaw. There can be there's not always black and white, and that's how you portrayed it. You made Gryffindor seem like they're all good, and that is fine to have, like, good characters. But that's why, like, some of my friends, like, that played Hogwarts Legacy, they're like, I'm gonna be evil Gryffindor. Like, and it's not like they want to, like, mess up the lore of the story, but it's true. Like, no one is all good, no one's all evil. There can be both sides. There can be a good and bad on both sides. So that was just my little quick rant. I know I'm not the first one to come up with that, but it was just something I always clicked in my head. I was like, because, the only good-ish Slytherin that we saw was Snape. And yeah, he had to be like the undercover agent, which is not something new that we've seen before, like a triple agent, whatever. But I think you could have shown more, especially back then. Now, I know that Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a thing. I don't care about it. I'm not going to read that. And I know that Harry's son chose to be in Slytherin. He's the main antagonist that he's the main protagonist that we follow. But again, like I said, you could have done it way earlier, because now people just think you're retconning. And we know that Harry could have been in Slytherin, but that was more due to Voldemort, because like his connection to him. But that's why, and then Harry, but of course you can always choose which house you want to go to anyway. And so Harry chose to be in Gryffindor. I choose to be in Slytherin. That's the house I represent. Not because I'm evil, not because I want to prove anything. My favorite color is green. Anybody that knows me, baby, I'm always repping the green. Always. So that's why I would be in Slytherin, because I'm a rep the green. And if Hogwarts Legacy, which I did play and I beat a Slytherin, if I could put myself in the story of Harry Potter, how I would have done it is, like, I would have been there. Now, I know Malfoy's straight. I ain't trying to mess up the lore, but, like, I would have been the one flirting with Malfoy, like, just teasing him, whatever. But I'd help Harry on the side, like, towards, like, the end of the quest, like, maybe when Harry is, like, trying to sneak into where the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone, whichever one you want to go with, I would have been the one to put Cerberus to sleep. Like, I could have came in there just playing, like, a violin, like Brooke from the One Piece. And Chamber of Secrets, I would have been, like, one of the ones petrified. I could have, maybe not steal Hermione's role that told them, but I could have been, like, I don't know. I would have been, like, a Slytherin that was, like, their friend, but they can get no information from me because I was petrified. And, and this is my let me tell you my part in Prisoner of Azkaban. So I love werewolves. One of my books, Love Be Damned, check it out in the link in below. I love werewolves. I would have been the one that did and chase the werewolf away because and the thing is, I would have been on to Lupin, like whenever whatever that thing is that transforms and what you fear. Whenever I would have saw the moon, I would have been like in the background, like it would have been subtle, you know, like you wouldn't have wrote it in the book. Maybe you would have heard a gasp in the book, like Harry heard a gasp behind him, but he knew where it came from. But in the movie, I'd have been behind Harry or something like that, and you could have seen me in the background, like my eyes going wide or something like that, and I would have clicked, and then I'd be like, Harry, let me join you and Hermione on that adventure, take like Ron's place basically, and I would have took Hermione's place in Chamber of Secrets before I got petrified, or while she got petrified. But anyways, I would have been the one to distract the werewolf. And I wouldn't have fought him. The hippogriff would have still saved us, but Harry would have been like, what the fuck you doing? Why you bringing the werewolf over here? I'm like, bitch, it's a werewolf. Let's go. And then I would have been the one for the Goblet of Fire, like the good Slytherin. Cedric Diggory, basically. Put myself in the story. I would have been the one helping Harry because, like I said, we had already been on the adventures together. I would have helped him in the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone. I would have helped him in the Chamber of Secrets. And I would have helped him in Prisoner of Azkaban. And then I would have died. And that's how you do it, bitch. Okay? I know the core cast is Hermione, Ron, and Harry. But like I said, that's how you do it subtly. Like, the Slytherin ain't got to hang out the whole time. But you can make him important. So then when he dies, we got that connection. Because Cedric Diggory, bitch, first of all, he was introduced in that book and he died in the same book. And yeah, you can introduce the character in the same book and make us care about them, and they die over time, because you know sometimes it's a one-off book. It's just a single book. It's just one story. But I was just like, Cedric Diggory didn't do a lot for me, especially in the movie or the book. I've read all the books. I don't remember everything about the book, but I know I've read them all. And then the movie, which I'm more familiar with because, you know, you can consume, it's easily more consumable and faster. He wasn't really interacting with Harry much, so I don't really feel that like connection. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you had put like just subtly like Philosopher's Stone, make him Team Malfoy, the Slytherin, but like he helps Harry in the end with like the Cerberus. Like that's the only thing he does is make sure the Cerberus stays asleep by playing a violin or something like that. Something like that. Some kind of music. And then Chamber of Secrets, make him one of the ones petrified. Like he was team like Harry, but he also got petrified. And then Prisoner of Azkaban, he can join Hermione and Harry when they using the time turner. And like I said, wasn't me, I would have distracted the werewolf. Or I would have drawn a werewolf to us, not Hermione, because I love werewolves. But you could have put him in there in some kind of way, subtly or not. Or he could have been, you know, talking around the whole time while they did the time turner. Like, whatever, you know, help him make a distraction. But then, like I said, he's the one chosen for the Goblet of Fire, and Harry's name comes out after, and that's when the confusion sets in. But the Slytherin is like I said, he's been helping Harry the whole time, so he helped Harry throughout the movie. And then towards the end, whenever they both grab the Goblet of Fire together, and then Voldemort says kill the traitor, it can be like, oh, you know, because Slytherin is supposed to be like all for the pure blood, all for like, you know, Team Voldemort, but this Slytherin wasn't. That's how I would have did it if I wrote the Harry Potter series. I don't write fan fiction, but that's how I saw myself in Hogwarts Legacy. That's how I saw myself if I was in the Harry Potter movies or books. Like if I would have been one of the cast, I'd be like, listen, director, I ain't trying to mess up J.K. Rowling's vision, but add this sort of detail here, baby, we'll blow them away. We'll blow her away too, because she ain't even gonna know how good that would have been. Anyways, that's my little rant about being Slytherin. Slytherins are not all evil, Gryffindors are not all good, and Hufflepuffs are not all goofy, and I don't think Ravenclaws are all studious. If there is a mix, and she should have done it. As a writer myself, I know it, and trust me, I try not to fall into that little cliche either. But yeah, that's all for now, guys.